Hey everyone, Darren Benson with Performance Motor Coaches. Really excited about bringing you a new video of a new Veracruz. So this is a 2025 Veracruz. The Veracruz has been out, I guess, probably came out since 2019. I've always been pretty underwhelmed with the floor plans, and even the little 30-footer they've built the last few years. I just didn't feel like it provided enough privacy for everybody. I didn't feel it was good fit for anything more than two people. And I really figured at this price point, this size, it would be more young families, or the availability to be able to accommodate more than just two people. So I really like the layout of it. We'll jump in and kind of talk about that. Now this particular coach right here will look completely different once we're done. This coach is available, but it won't be available for quite some time. We are going to do the complete liquid spring setup on it, and then we're going to do a set of Goodyear with some Hendrix one-piece forged alloy wheels. They'll actually be super singles all the way around, so it'll have a much more robust look, be a lot more capable vehicle once we get complete with it. We'll change the bumper, we'll do some grill work. This is the first time that I've driven one of these, other than I have driven the liquid spring equipped Renegade Veracruz that the liquid spring rep has. So excited to kind of make some changes. It didn't take me long to figure out driving this just from Renegade over here to this beautiful park fall day, to figure out, all right, I got to do this, I got to do this, I got to do this, which is kind of what we're known for. We're taking what I feel is a good product and making it better. So I'll get rambling about this, so I'd appreciate you guys kind of bearing through this video with me, because I'm going to ramble a lot about different things. So number one, the mirrors. The mirrors aren't quite wide enough. I know that a lot of other units have wider mirrors, so that's probably the first thing we'll work on. Of course, aesthetically, once we get everything going, we'll change out the fenders. We'll do the high fender cutouts, a little bit different bumper, lots of different things we can do to these things after the fact. I think that, you know, it'll be a much more usable vehicle as well. But definitely driving over, that was the main thing. I noticed the mirrors weren't quite wide enough. They will all have a bunk over. There's only a handful of options on the paint. We chose to do this just in Tundra, which is solid white. The interior color is Hampton. It's kind of a gray tone, but a few different paint combinations. But I really felt, for being a four-wheel drive, and all the Veracruzes are four-wheel drive, even the 30 versus the 32 will all be four-wheel drive. I just thought that the Tundra would look a little bit better, kind of tie everything in, especially once we get it all completed itself. So dual pane windows, the vacuum bonded walls, which is the same vacuum bonded wall you would get in all the way up to an XL. So this is built on the same line that you would get a Vienna, which I feel is, you know, a very high line Sprinter van. So happy that they built on that line, taking a lot of the similarities from the Vienna over to this line itself. So in fact, in 2025, we did, Renegade went all the way across the board with vinyl, with dovetail drawers. You know, they do soft close. They've been doing soft close for quite some time, but dovetail was a big thing. No soft touch vinyl on this, but maybe we'll kind of push it. If I can get back behind this product, I think I can really push it to the nth degree. This is far better than any kind of Thor, any kind of Jayco. I just say it's better built. I've been doing this a long time. We can sell any product that we get our hands on, but I have to be kind of stand back behind the product, and I want to be excited about the product. So I'm excited about making this thing the kind of the premier product, and be able to kind of fix or change a few different things about it. So like I said, all dual pane windows, which a lot of manufacturers don't do. Very nice, robust baggage compartment doors. One thing that I want to go through and do and add some shocks to these guys. I think at this price point, we should have some shocks to keep these dudes open. If we're at some unlevel ground like this, we'll be able to get some bracketry and such to be able to accommodate those. They are not locking, other than manual locking, but a fair amount of storage on board here. Outdoor TV. Little sound bar underneath there. I'm assuming smart TV, but sometimes the RV industry, they go back into time to buy their electronics and get non-smart things, and it's really kind of interesting at times. So I will update update you guys and let you know if they are indeed smart TVs. But I'm pretty darn certain from the Vienna line that they went all smart TVs a few years ago. So storage here. These are built a little bit different than the Verona up. They use like a composite just to be able to save some weight within the baggage compartments versus all steel on the, actually it's not Verona up, it's Valencia up. So a little bit different placement of the generator just because of the wet bay. So generator on the right hand side. We did 2 lithium batteries from the factory. We'll add a third one. Don't know if we'll add it to this one, but we'll definitely have the availability to be able to add a third battery on board. Towing on this. It's a good thing there's a sticker back here because I forgot. So 12,000 with 1,200 pounds of tongue weight. You know, will they do it? Will they rate it? Yes. You know, by the time we do that liquid spring package, I think it's going to be a good setup for flat tow. You know, maybe a small boat, something like that. Probably that 5,000–6,000 pound range. Just because they say it's 12,000 doesn't mean you should do 12,000. That's my opinion, but you're more than welcome to do whatever you want as your full-grown adult. So nice big wet bay here. Well, I guess these are just the tanks in the wet bay. Is technically right next door. To be honest with you, I've not even done any research on the capacity of these tanks. I think they're going to be relatively close to what you would get in the Vienna, and I believe they're 34 gallons a piece. I'll have to do a little bit of homework on that. I was hoping these guys would tell me, would just kind of give me a little bit of cheat sheet on there, but I apologize for not being well versed on that. We do have, you know, we don't have any 12 volt heat pads on these things. Well, I take that back. There are some 12 volt heat pads way back in there. If you're going to use it in a really cold environment, these are not totally enclosed. So 1, we could enclose them. 2, we could add more heat pads to them if a person needed. Do have nice tank sensors, no internal tank sensors. Wet bay here, very characteristic of what Renegade's done for quite some time. Sea level monitoring, and then everything is water jetted in that plate there as opposed to having to rely on a whole bunch of stickers. So no water hose reel on this. Basically you just connect your hard hose there, and that is your black tank flush, and then you do have a whole house water filtration system on board there. Dual fuel tanks, I want to say they're like, it's like 42, 48 rear, and then the front I think is only like 19 gallons. Should have done, I was just so excited to get this thing, I should have done a little bit more research about all the numbers and whatnot. So same transfer switch, there's a 50 amp transfer switch, the nice 50 amp shore cord there is electric. Good size storage here. So originally when this product came along, they were just going to do just a single 100 amp hour batteries. With them being built on the same line as the Vienna, it just made sense to be able to do the nice TBs, which are 400 amp hours a piece. So I was able to get those guys to push from 1 to 2. Probably the next push is 3, obviously. You can see you got a fair amount of room. I'll have to do some measuring later on to see if you can do a total of 4. These batteries are not slid all the way back to this compartment. I don't know if we'd have enough room to be able to clear these latches right here, but without a doubt 3 will fit in there. So I'm pretty excited about doing a little bit of research on that and be able to accommodate 3 batteries, because that would no issue getting overnight with running the air conditioner. 2, we stayed in the Vienna with 2. We ran from like 3 o'clock in the afternoon and about 7 o'clock, but we had the air conditioner on full blast the whole time. So just kind of keep that in mind. They don't pull a lot from the alternator on this. I don't even think they're using that standard 225 amp battery isolator. They're going to do a little bit more research. I think they're only pulling like 120 amps from the alternator. So it'll take a while to be able to charge those batteries back up, but you know, decent size alternator on board. They just been somewhat cautious to be able to pull a fair amount of amperage from the Ford setup. So that is coupled with the TB inverter. So it's a 3,000 watt inverter. I don't know its max capacity. I'm going to figure it out. So the first thing that I'll be doing is integrating the air conditioner to that. try to do some load tests and get a good idea of the capability of that, make sure we're not pushing the limits of that inverter too much. I guess worst case scenario, money solves everything. We'll just upgrade the inverter completely. But this is like some of the things that I talked about. I'm excited about changing things, but I know that the Vienna's already introduced an air conditioner to that. That'll be a 13.5. I don't know if these are 13.5 or 15,000 BTU. Things like soft start capacitors will definitely help all that out. I wish this was laid out a little bit different here, in that I don't like seeing that inverter sitting right down there. But there's obviously several of the components there to contend with, but it would maybe nice to figure out a way to put the components next door, put the inverter against the wall just to be able to gain access. We deal with another manufacturer, and for the first 6-8 years, the inverter was always on the floor, and it always felt like it would take up very, very valuable space. So might be able to do a little tweaking in there and be able to change things as time progresses. So standard Ford cab, not anything too wild and crazy. These units are silver in color from Ford, and then they are completely painted. Now, people that know me know how picky I am about the paint. I've asked them to be able to retain the Ford silver and then just be able to paint the conversion. I think that's probably the next step. I am picky. We'll go through there. I'll kind of show you what I'm talking about. So all this trim right here, we'll go through and just overspray. It's not perfect. And that's the stuff that kind of drives me nuts. We'll go through. I'm actually going to take it back to Renegade, spend some time with those guys to kind of clean up the paint a little bit, do some refinements. They're always very receptive on trying to accommodate, to try to make the product a better product. Power mirrors, but however not power telescoping themselves. 4-wheel drive. We'll jump inside here. So all the slides are in the closed position right now. Another thing that I felt was extremely important was changing up the furniture just slightly. I wanted to do a power theater seat. The standard seating group here is a fold-out couch, which I think is actually pretty darn valuable. But a lot of people that accommodate 2 people just want to have some theater seats here. And I just don't like the old Knocker 2.0. So we do have some Lambrite that we're bringing in to be able to kind of put in here. There'll be the wall hugger units as well. So this will get pushed back. You'll have more room. That's one thing we've kind of worked with as well. That'll be the project next week to kind of get together with those guys. So Hampton interior. These are like a painted cabinet set. These are still nice maple cabinets, but basically a gray down low, white up top. Does have the old Schwintek slides, which they pretty much use exclusively. That's what they use all the way through their product line. Love them or hate them, we can always fix them. So, and then back here you can see the way that this is set up. It's for some very, very short people, or it folds out. So I'm going to run the slide outs out. It's not on that switch right there, but I'll go back here. Easy. See, don't you wish you had that little bit slimmer couch there? More room. So decent ceiling height, be similar to what you would have. A little bit. I think that's the same as a Vienna. Definitely the same as a Veracruz and up. So this configuration from the first prototype changed slightly. I think they had the microwave there, a little bit different cabinet setup right here. But I like the way everything turned out. I like it because it's still pretty darn usable. I think they actually had maybe the cooktop over here, but it's still somewhat usable with the slide in. I think that was kind of the debate on, hey, do we put the cooktop here or there? But I think they've built maybe half a dozen of the 32s from the original prototype. You can obviously see a ton of room here. Nice maple pullouts there. They took this from the Verona, which I think is a pretty cool setup. So that little, see that cut inside there, and that sits right in there. So, I mean, like a gourmet kitchen right here. Everything you might need right inside here. Let me turn the light on. Oh, the inverter's not on. Blade's a little funky on the TB. Well, this one's a completely different setup. Did they put the electric in there? Yeah. The previous TB setup just had the like an on-off switch there. Inverter. So here we go. Inverter's on. Might be a little difficult if you have some bad eyesight, or if it's not. So might just keep it running all the time. I prefer the old toggle switch. So back to what I was doing. Turn it on. Look at the gourmet kitchen. Fair amount of room here. They turned the 2-burner cooktop just to be able to accommodate more space here, but still decent size stainless steel. You do have this little gizmo right here, which I don't think I'd be using this too much. I think that if I was going to be doing any preparation, it would be right here. What do you think? If you were using a coffee maker, food processor, or anything like that, I think it was probably here versus there. But obviously you have the option. Nice window back there. Another difference in the prototype, they actually had 2 windows on each side of the TV. I think it was maybe a little bit smaller TV, but nice setup. You still have a window here. You got a window there. People always want more windows, but where the heck do you put everything? Decent storage up top there. Convertible dinette. LG solid surface, which is what you'll see in all of their product. And then I've not been a fan of their furniture, and I think most people can attest. So this is the reason why I don't like this, because I think that whenever you lean back, the second you lean back, should lock this out. So that kind of drives me nuts, especially with us with our dogs, because their dogs are gonna jump on us, gonna sit on our feet, and then this goes down, and it kind of becomes weird. So excited about getting the Lambrite and be able to accommodate some room. Ask my camera person, she can attest to that as well. Close things back up. I'll get all this stuff. Kind of got off on a tangent. So a little flip down there. That's your Truma controller. Oh, another thing that I was talking to the other day, one thing that I need to make sure the guys do, I want to do another latch right there, because I can see that coming down and ripping that slide molding off whenever that slide comes in or out. So definitely, if you buy something like this, you buy it from me, always check those drawers, look down there, make sure that those things do not get open. The plumbing, actually that accommodates there. So a fair amount of storage for this little guy. What do you think?
Agreed.
We're always thinking that we're gonna take off and not work anymore. We're always trying to find a little SRV that accommodates us both, us and the dogs, opposing seating, and so I think we were both really, really excited about this coming out. Some extra wire there. Same refrigerator, so 12-volt compressor refrigerator that's in the Viennas. Our very first Vienna we brought back, I thought the compressor fan was relatively loud. We pulled it, adjusted that fan. I don't feel like it's as loud in here as that Vienna last year. I think it's quieter. So this will serve as either the largest pantry or your, basically, what's the word I'm looking for? Closet. I was looking for a little bit fancier word than closet, but yes, closet. Wardrobe. There you go. There you go. All convertible shelves, but if you need to pull those out, hang some really nice hang-ups, you'll have some room there. That's all your electrical there. And then some more drawers and space. I'll try on something brand new that I've never done. One, I'm trying to educate myself, and two, trying to educate the masses that it's
be able to see how much room you have on board here. Sorry, good to go. So I'm gonna jump up here. Lots of little ladybugs out. So when Sean Lee gets to snoring, I can still sleep up here with relative ease. I don't have to worry about a dog crawling up here with me because our dog's afraid of heights. But so good room even for adult. Definitely not a problem for 2 kids. Got a spot right here to put your cell phone. Look at this. I turn all the lights off here and in the back. So when I want to wake you up, wake up, lady. And then the bunk shade. You know, I've never been a big fan of the window up here because it just lets so much darn light in, but it's not going to go away. A lot of times we'll do some ceramic window tint on the inside of that. We have had a few of them break as well. So we do have some venting up here, which you'll see a few other people complain that they don't bring any vents up in this, and that does make a big difference whenever it's 100+ degrees. So I can still step on the edge of that, get down. Open up these guys. These are the filler cushions for that. And then open up this one. Other filler cushion, amazing. Entry in and out of the cab, definitely not the same as a big truck. So this will, she's tight, guys. So I can step here on the center console. It's kind of like a RV Olympics. Much easier to get on this side than the other side. So you can still gain entry in and out of the cab. We'll probably do, you want to do a drive along video? We'll do a drive along video later on. So they kind of made that console. I've requested doing some sort of armrest. Right now there's no armrest, so if you'll get a 30-pack of beer and set it right across there, you can put your arm right on the very edge of it. All right, we're gonna run that back slide out. So, say you're at some place you don't want to have to run this big slide out. You can still very usable, but that will definitely have to go out. Unless you're like me, you slip up in the bunk over. It's an incredibly deep slide. I think that's 36-inch deep, so monstrous in the way of depth. Fresh water underneath the bed. Now, one thing that's very different about the Viennas and Veracruz versus any other product, they don't have a subfloor in this when they cut down on weight. The nice thing is basically all the plumbing is relatively easy to get to, so you never have to worry about having some plumbing within the floor to freeze. Everything is above the floor, and so very accessible to get all the way around. You'll have some duct work right here for your heat and whatnot. TV over here, nice big window there on the back. That's just your egress. That's a dual pane as well. So I think this is just 74 inches, but let's see how much room we have. Do you miss the window at the head of the bed? Or I guess the nice thing, you don't have valances and all this crap to deal with. So with my head all the way against, if it's a really cold day, my feet, once I go on my stomach like I do, my feet will go over the edge, so I'll make sure I wear socks to bed. But nice big window right here. You know, if you'll notice, most of the other units, much smaller window here. So cool setup to be able to see out, check everything out. Little cubbies on each side of the bed as well. And then, where's our master? There's no master. Firefly control. You got to get up out of bed. The nice thing, that's wireless. You take it off and stick it right above there. That's a thing, kids. I do know that I can order another one of those, so that'll be my. You make a list of all this stuff.
Oh, right now. I'm making it.
So I would like to have that at the head of the bed. So we will see what will happen in time, but I like that we have the two 110s on each side of the bed and the cubby hole to go along with. These are all screwed in place. Nothing to see, nothing to see. So pretty good sized room given the fact that it's basically just kind of on the side here. So toilet test, fair amount of room, nice big sink to be able to wash your hands or brush your teeth, and I have this little tiny teacup. We'll jump in the shower. I would say this is probably 3 or 4 inches wider than a Vienna, so decent room here. Height, be able to wash my fro up top. I don't have to worry about hitting the ceiling. So decent size, obviously fiberglass. I did all black hardware within it. I'm gonna leave that down just so it doesn't fall down and then bang around. I think we take and put like a sock around it. So macerating toilet. Those are not convertible shelves, but decent amount of room. And then I'll open up this guy right here. But small things. So to be able to kind of access, so this is I appreciate seeing things like this. So they wanted to accommodate a little bit bigger sink, but they didn't want this cabinet sticking so far out. So I don't know if you can check this out. So they kind of built this to go around the very edge of that to accommodate a large sink without having to make the cabinet. People thinking, very cool. Got a max air fan above, and then do have a max air fan in the middle of the coach in your kitchen area. So all in all, I mean, I'm really excited about having something that, you know, we sell some Viennas. You know, I mean, it's not a bad product by any means. You know, we just wanted something that was a little bit more robust, something to be able to tow. I know that people tow cars back behind Viennas all the time, flat tow, but I feel a little bit, this is a little bit more capable for flat towing. You know, somebody pulls a trailer with, you know, some UTVs on it, you know, long trailer UTVs with like 2 or 3 on there. It feels like a lot more capable and definitely more family friendly, but in that you have a little bit more room everywhere, a ton of storage, and then come time to sleep, 2 of the air conditioners up top. They're both here, everything's ducted back. I mean, 2 air conditioners in this thing in 100-degree heat will have no problem keeping this thing 60 degrees all day long. You know, if it's solid black, might be 70, but anything lighter, it's a relatively small environment for that many BTUs. I'm 99% positive that they're 15, not 13.5. So I have to do a little bit of factoring once we integrate to the 3,000 watt inverter. But all in all, pretty happy with it. We do have this one probably will take us 30-45 days to kind of get everything tweaked and aligned the way we want it. Somebody wanted to put a deposit on, obviously you can call us, but we'll kind of be playing with this tweaking as time progresses. We have another unit right after this that is sold, and then we have a third unit that I think is going to be sold to a guy down in Texas. It'll be the Polaris paint job, but we don't have a deposit on it, but a friend of ours that had some of the Dynamaxes with the liquid spring set up is very excited about having something, you know, kind of maybe a step above than his previous iSATA 5. So I think this is kind of what this product's going after. That's why I want to tweak it and just make it that much better of a product. You know, we've taken several iSATA 5s in on trade. Nothing bad at all, but I think there's definitely improvements that can be had on that product and this product as well. So we will try to do an update once we get down to liquid spring, trying to work harder on shorts and reels and stuff like that. That'll be good for us to do once we get down to liquid spring, maybe do a shorter reel on that, just to kind of share some more information. But very excited about having it. We'll have some more coming in later. Well, they'll basically 2026s, they'll be coming in June. So if you guys need anything, let me know. Make sure you guys always go to our website, pmcrv.com. Make sure you guys like, tag, and subscribe. Thank you.